Hello everyone. It's been a long time since I've done one of these vlog things, you know. All the fun nonsense. I hit 100 subscribers and I had told some of the people on Twitter, like Paul Ritchie from Continue, that when I hit 100 subscribers I planned to tell why I decided to do YouTube. Basically, well, I guess, say it straight up, right? Nice and simple. I'm what the world refers to as a transgendered individual. This process started probably about 7 years ago. Like to truly start. It was in my mind for my entire life, but I mean, to actually act out on it. It was a little bit after my 27th birthday, and a month and a half I'll be 34. So, when this process began, I had a lot of support from a lot of good people, but I had a lot of detractors because this was something in the area that I live in Nova Scotia that people have not dealt with much, to my understanding. Or at least were aware they were dealing with it. As far as I'm concerned, they've been dealing with it for a while. They just weren't, they didn't know, you know. But I always had support. I always had friends. I had one friend that was really special to me. She, you know, we knew each other through the internet for like 17 years, and I went to Nashville a few times to see her, and I loved her. And for some reason, my friend was suffering from mental issues of her own, and she essentially disappeared on me for what would turn out to be a total of about 5 years, I'd say. And during that period, I essentially gave up on life. I wasn't capable of just ending it. So I just stopped looking after myself and my house, and I let everything go for like 5 years. And multiple concussions and pneumonia. I missed a lot of time from work and lost a lot of respect from a lot of people because they didn't know what I was going through, or they didn't understand. Hey, baby Nix. It's a motherfucking baby Nix. Alright. Cats are gonna cameo, it's what they do. Get up there if you want to get in the window, come on. There you go. So, sorry. Life, you know, I've learned to really appreciate just the randomness that is life. During this 5 years where I came down with like chronic pneumonia and I had multiple concussions at this point, my mind was not in a good place, and it was already years into giving up and saw no end. I tried to clean the house multiple times and just became overwhelmed and just gave up. And then I seriously began to contemplate just, you know, just ending everything, just get rid of it. Sorry, I'm trying to keep a happy face. And during this period I was, well, that comes later, but I also had a hefty assault where I suffered brain damage, and I still suffer from PTSD to this day as a result of it. Don't worry, I'm seeking therapy and counseling, and it's getting better. I can go to the store sometimes, not that. I can go to the store sometimes. On my own. I usually take a friend, though, just, you know, just make it easier. So during this period when I had given up, my life was pretty much just laying in bed for days. Days and days and days. And I had begun to contemplate just giving up entirely. And this is going to sound so stupid. Between all the PTSD, all the concussions and the pneumonia and the trauma, there's only two things that really kept me going. It's my little baby kitties. Right, Paul? Yeah. At the time, it was Atra, Miko, and little Poe. Motherfucking baby Nix only showed up in the last year or so, but she's been a blessing. They kept me moving, because I didn't want them to suffer. Although, you know, in reflection, I know they must have to some degree. But I put everything into taking care of them, because I love them so much. And the other thing that kept me going, the one thing that kept me moving, not so much moving, but just waking up every day, I guess. Come here. Get away from that glass. Getting near a glass vase. I know what's going to happen here. You give me one second. Anyway. The other thing that kept me going was, well, I'm using the iPad now to record this, just kind of I don't know, a little symbolism or something. Show my rebirth into life. And giving in, giving back. What kept me going was, I got right into YouTube. And not just anything, I just started watching stuff I knew, but then, like, I came across these shows. The Angry Video Game Nerd. You know, James Rolfe, Mike Matai, Bootsy, those wonderful people. JonTron. I really enjoyed JonTron a lot. Pat the NES Punk. I actually remember waking up one day and being happy I got to continue watching the Black Box series because I had just found it the night before. The Continue show, I found them through JonTron. I watched the episode where JonTron crashed through the roof. So we're not going to talk about this. Good episode, I really enjoyed it. And this spread out all over the place. Dragon Ball Z Abridged, you know, Team 4-Star, Karibo, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, and Peanut Butter Gamer, you know, Space Hamster, Markiplier. Learning about things like Five Nights at Freddy's, and just laughing at these people's human reactions. And for a long period in my life, I just watched these guys, you know, like that's like all I did. I was too sick to do anything. I didn't care about myself, but somehow watching these guys just kept me going instead of just ending it. And then eventually I woke up. Just came to me one day and said, I don't want to do this. And fortunately, in that same period of time, a friend came and asked me if I wanted some help. And so now I have a nice clean home. I have friends that I can count on. I'm waiting for my surgery date. So everything will be done and perfect. Left my job 7 months ago. There was wonderful people there. Wonderful people. But there's just too much there that was... I'm not going to get into my profession or anything, but I was assaulted at work, and that made it extremely difficult to get out of bed again and go to work, because every day I was going back to the place where I suffered my brain damage, and every day I don't know who did it, and the police never found out who did it, and every day I was going back and just watching my shoulder and watching everybody, because I didn't know who the hell did it. It turned me into a paranoid fucking wreck. So after I left there, I had already started making kind of Let's Play videos, what I do now, like live streaming, but more episodic. When I left, it just came to me. While you're healing from your PTSD, your mental scarring, sometimes I still see it. There was nothing to see, because they had blinded me previously, but I just feel the crunch. In my face. Just get so scared. Sorry. I knew I'd get emotional at some point. But thanks to not just my friends in real life that really saved me from the mess that I was in, not just leaving my job and finding myself, and the friends I've made on Twitter that have joined me on this streaming adventure, like the Josh Hatchets, Geekcock, Merxateer, the Game Catcher. I don't want to keep naming names because I'm going to forget somebody. Like the wonderful Squibbins, or friends that have been there forever, like Eridus and Angel and Ziffy. I realized it doesn't have to be an end for me. Leaving the place that I've worked for so long, I can finally do what I want to do and give back. Help people that been through some of the stuff that I've been through. And I mean, hell, if YouTube kept me going, just because people kept putting out episodic content, maybe someday I could keep someone going until they decide that they don't want to give up. Maybe I can be the stark reminder that there is opportunity and there is chance. So, to all those big YouTubers, Markiplier, Paul Ritchie, Josh Henderson, Nick Murphy, James Rolfe, Mike Matai. I'm sorry, Bootsy, I don't know your actual name. Or the guy that sings the AVGN song. Pat the NES Punk and his buddy Ian and Frank. I love Frank. Hearing some of the stuff that he answered over the years, really, it told me that people can get to a dark place and come out of it and be successful and be happy. Even if they're not, they can be happy. Life, we get one shot at life, Seems like such a thing to waste. So I'm not gonna. I want to be there for someone when they're hurting. I want to be there for someone when they need someone to just entertain them for an hour or two. So I figured, if I stream every day, and lately it's been twice, maybe I can give them enough content that it'll distract long enough that maybe they can come to their senses. I can't be the only person that YouTube saved, I really can't. So maybe it's time I give back, and that's why I decided to become a YouTuber. I just hit 100 subscribers. I think it's like 102 now, and I couldn't have done any of this without all of you. The big YouTubers to the small. And the wonderful people that hit the like and the subscribe button and leave me comments that I talk to every day. You have no idea how much you guys mean to me and how much you keep me going, you know? Just talking every day. It's important we keep talking. So to each and every one of you that supported me thus far these 7 months, and to everybody that's watched and commented and liked and subscribed and retweeted, to you big guys that you don't need my praise, but I just wanted you to hear it. Just want to say thank you. Thank each and every one of you. I look forward to what comes next. I have so many ideas. But I wanted you to hear my story. Just want maybe so you can understand. You guys do really good work out there, and it's all worth it. Thank you. Thank every one of you so much. And I don't know how to end this video, so I'm just going to jump into my streaming personality, if you don't mind. And until next time, this is Dottie saying bye-bye.